I've lived 78 years, raised a family, and thought I'd seen it all. I figured I was too wise to fall for a trick, but an online scammer caught me off guard. Today, I'm going to share my story, what happened, how it felt, and what I learned, so you can stay safe in this digital world. You see, scammers are out there, and they're clever. They're like wolves in sheep's clothing, pretending to be friendly while planning to take what's yours. According to the FBI, seniors like us lose over $3 billion every year to scams. That's a big number, and it means we've got to be on our toes. But don't worry, we're in this together. I'll walk you through my experience, like he really worked for a big company. I'll admit, I don't know much about computers, but I use mine every day. My computer's where I keep my treasures, photos of my grandkids growing up, trips with my late husband, and even my banking information. The thought of losing all that hit me hard. "What do I do?" I asked, my heart starting to race. Mike said, "Don't worry, Mom. We'll take care of it. Just follow my instructions." He told me to open some programs on my computer, and soon I could see the cursor moving around on its own. It was like magic, or so I thought. He said, "See, we're fixing it right now. Those red error messages mean the virus is being removed." But then came the catch. "To finish the repair and protect your system," Mike said, "we need a one-time payment of $500. It's urgent. Without it, the virus will come back." $500. That's a lot of money for me. Groceries, bills, little treats for the grandkids. But he kept pushing. "If you don't pay now, your computer will crash within hours. You'll lose your photos, your bank access, everything." He sounded so sure, and those fake error messages flashing on my screen made it feel real. I hesitated. Something nagged at me. Why would Microsoft call me? But Mike was ready for that. "We monitor all our customers' systems," he said. "You're a valued user, and we don't want you to lose your data." He even threw in big words like malware and encryption, things I'd heard but didn't really understand. I felt out of my depth, and that's exactly what he wanted. So I grabbed my credit card and read him the numbers, every digit shaking as I spoke. He thanked me, said the payment went through, and promised my computer was safe now. Then he hung up. For a moment, I felt relieved, but that relief didn't last. About an hour later, I couldn't shake a bad feeling. Why hadn't I heard from Microsoft before? I called my son, David, who's good with tech. "Mum," he said after I explained, "that was a scam. Microsoft doesn't call people like that. We need to check your bank account now." My stomach dropped. We logged in, and sure enough, $500 was gone. I felt so foolish, so ashamed. How could I have let this happen? I'd always prided myself on being careful, but this scammer had me hook, line, and sinker. Later, David explained how it works. They use remote access to take over your computer, show you fake problems, and trick you into paying for nothing. Or worse, steal even more. I wasn't just out $500. I felt violated. My trust had been used against me, and that hurt more than the money. My story isn't the only one. Scams come in all shapes and sizes, and they're after us seniors especially. Take my friend Mary. She's 82 and sharp as a tack. One day, she got an email saying, "Congratulations! You've won $1 million in an international lottery." It looked official, with fancy logos and big promises. All she had to do was send $1,000 to cover taxes to claim her prize. Mary was thrilled. "Imagine what I could do with $1 million, she told me over the phone. "Help the grandkids with college, take a trip somewhere warm." She was ready to wire the money that afternoon. But something made her pause. She called me to brag about her win. "Mary," I said, "wait a minute. Did you enter a lottery?" She hadn't. That's when I remembered my own scam and told her, "Don't send a penny. It's a trick." We looked it up together, and sure enough, it was a classic lottery scam. They promise you riches, but once you pay, they disappear. Or worse, they keep asking for more. Mary was lucky. She didn't lose anything but a little time. But it showed me how common this is. Whether it's fake tech support like mine or a lottery win you never signed up for, scammers are always fishing for us. And they're good at making it sound real. After my scam, I beat myself up. How could I be so gullible? But then I realized, scammers target everyone, and they're experts at it. My mistakes were trusting that unsolicited call, letting them into my computer, and not double-checking who they were. Microsoft doesn't call you out of the blue. I know that now, and I wish I'd known it then. Here's what I learned. Scammers play on our trust and our fears. They scared me with talk of losing my photos and bank info, and they rushed me so I wouldn't think straight. That urgency, act now or else, is their secret weapon. They want you to panic, not pause. I also learned it's okay to ask for help. If I'd called David before paying, I'd have saved myself a lot of trouble. Another big lesson? We're not alone in this. The FBI says seniors lose over $3 billion a year to scams. $3 billion. That's a lot of us getting tricked, so there's no shame in it. It's a fight we're all in. My grandmother used to say, "If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is." She was talking about deals at the market, but it fits here too. Whether it's a free prize or a sudden emergency, if it feels off, it probably is. I also learned about their tricks. Scammers pretend to be someone important, a tech expert, a bank official, even the government, to make you trust them. They use big words and fast talk to confuse you. Now, I know better. If someone's pushing me to act fast or give up personal info, I stop and check. That's a lesson I'll never forget. So, how do we protect ourselves? Here are 5 simple tips you can use right now. They're easy and they work. Tip 1. Be skeptical of unsolicited calls or emails. If someone contacts you out of nowhere, whether it's a call, email, or text, saying there's a problem or you've won something but need to pay to claim it, it's a scam. Same goes for a call from your bank asking for your account number. Don't give it. Tip 2. Never give remote access to your computer. This is a big one. I learned it the hard way. If someone says they need to fix your computer by taking control of it, say no and hang up. That's like handing over your house keys. No legitimate tech support asks for that unless you've hired them yourself. Tip 3. Protect your personal information. Your bank details, social security number, passwords. These are gold to scammers. Think of them like cash in your wallet. You wouldn't give that to a stranger. Only share them if you're sure it's safe, like when you're on a secure website you trust. If someone asks for them out of the blue, it's a red flag. Tip 4. Use strong passwords and keep your antivirus updated. A strong password is like a good lock on your door. Make it tough to crack with letters, numbers, and symbols. Don't use the same one everywhere. Antivirus software is your security guard. It stops viruses and scams. If you're not tech-savvy, ask a family member to help set it up. Tip 5. Verify information yourself. If someone claims to be from a company, like your bank or the IRS, don't trust the number they give you. Look up the official number on your own and call to check. For instance, if they say you owe taxes and demand payment now, hang up. The IRS sends letters, not phone calls. These tips are your shield. Use them, and you'll be a tough target for scammers. What if you've already been scammed? Don't panic. Here's what to do. First, call your bank or credit card company right away. Tell them what happened. They might stop the payment or refund you. I called mine after my scam, and while I didn't get all my money back, they froze my card to prevent more damage. Next, change any passwords you might have shared. Make them strong and new. Then, report the scam to the Federal Trade Commission at ftc.gov/complaint. It's easy online or by phone. Reporting helps stop scammers and warns others. I did this, and it felt good to fight back. Finally, tell your friends and family. I warned my bridge club so they wouldn't fall for the same trick. You can also check your credit report for free at annualcreditreport.com to make sure nothing else was stolen. Acting fast can limit the harm. I know all this tech stuff can feel overwhelming, but you don't need to be an expert. Just careful. We're in this together, and we can outsmart these scammers. Have you ever gotten a suspicious call or email? Share your story in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. Maybe you've got a tip I haven't thought of. If you found this helpful, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with your loved ones. The more we talk about scams, the harder it is for them to win. There are great resources out there too, like the AARP Fraud Watch Network, for more ways to stay safe. Scammers are tricky, but we're smarter. They might try to sneak in, but we won't let them.